For the past 6 months, you have always known the Sidetracked podcast. Stop.
I'm sorry, okay. Get more serious.
To be barren white walls.
They're light gray color, actually.
And dirty black socks. But now. Now we have wallpaper.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we had wallpaper installed yesterday.
We sure did.
Can we get some claps?
Audio listeners, if you're listening, which I just referenced you as audio listeners, so you are. Sam has wallpaper that is like her vibe on her side, and I have wallpaper that's my vibe on my side.
Mine's giving grandma. Andrew's is giving, sophisticated coastal.
Sophisticated gay tropical. I don't know. I like it.
It's really great.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's not the color it was supposed to be.
No, you guys, I ordered it in like the same tone but blue. Like
a navy.
Yeah.
More like a cool blue color.
The good news is I couldn't decide between this one and that blue one, so.
And it chose for us.
Mm-hmm,
they sent you the wrong one. Mm-hmm. But it looks fantastic. I had ordered wallpaper from Wayfair that never came. That was peel and stick. This was not peel and stick. He came out with a bucket and a big old wet rolling pin. I heard him sloshing water on the walls. I said, shouldn't he just be peeling and sticking? And I came in and it was indeed not peel and stick wallpaper. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to get this off the walls. I'll probably have to hire someone to come get it off. I probably won't get a security deposit back, but because I didn't want to be the only one that made a mistake, I made him glue Andrews to the wall too. We
are not taking suggestions right now for how to make it look better because it is not done. The set is not done.
The interior designer in him is like stressed.
Right. We just got the wallpaper up. There's no decor. We put it on our Instagram yesterday and everyone was like, you got to get rid of the table. You got to...
No, they wanted us to paint the table.
Paint half the table. Oh, yeah, I got both. But people were saying, get rid of it. And I was like, okay.
Going to keep it.
It's not done. Okay.
Yeah, that's our temporary. I would love to have my table back in my craft room. But from here on out, we're not going to address the changes. Mm-hmm. It's your job to comment on every podcast from now on, trying to find what's different in the set. Because we'll make sure that we have improved at least one thing in each episode until we tell you it's done. Then there's no more. Well, we can't just keep adding an item for every episode. We'll be sitting in a mound.
It's going to look like Applebee's back in the day.
What do you mean?
When they used to put everything all over the walls. Remember that? Oh my God, Applebee's, they used to have like canoes and like hockey sticks and everything all over the walls.
Oh, I don't know the old one. I'm not old enough for that. Sorry.
You 100% are.
It was my goal to get on the wall of Applebee's.
Me too.
But I never was good enough for that.
Oh, shocker.
Did you make it on the wall of Applebee's?
No, I almost did.
How?
Because the whole like court of my class was on it, like the vice president, and I was just a few votes away from being the vice president. But Alyssa...
But that's not a sport.
Alyssa beat me out. She lives in Miami now. Shout out.
We need you to move to St. Pete.
Hey, look, we're not going to say why, but it could be an option soon.
No, it needs to be an option.
We don't know.
I don't know that I could handle being around you 24/7, to be quite honest.
Oh,
but
you won't be.
It would, every once in a while, I would appreciate it.
We got our Alani, we got our Celsius, I got my Avatar water cup, and we're ready to go.
At some point, you got to give up the water cup.
No.
I'm going to get you an upgrade.
No. Well, it has to be Avatar.
Yeah.
I cannot continue this podcast without ranting.
About? All you do is rant, so.
I'm not in a good mood at all.
I can tell. Just don't rub off on me. I mean, you could tell them how you cosplayed as James Charles this morning.
Oh my God. Okay, like they say you look good, feel good. And today I do not look good. I did not feel good. I'm just in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood. And you know what? Everyone is allowed to be in a bad mood. And sometimes you got to film a podcast on days when you're in a bad mood. It all started yesterday on my way here, right? I'm driving and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to call my grandma. Fill my grandma in on my life. And she's like 204 years old, right? So I call her. And I was on the phone with her for like an hour, screaming my lungs out because she's deaf. I would say something, she would say something completely different, like repeating what I said. I told her, I was like, Grandma, I have to get the fuck off the phone with you because I'm losing my voice.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay. Like, I couldn't do it. And then I'm literally losing my voice. So that right off the bat, I was like, okay, whatever. Go to sleep, wake up. I did not feel great. So I asked Sam for something to cover my skin a little, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't worn any concealer or anything since the podcast was famous.
I'm trying to help him out here and like just give him more reasons that his day is bad. He grazed over the fact. Actually, he just fully hopped over it, probably to save my reputation. He's leaving out the fact that when we got back from having a few little drinksies last night.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
He laid in cat piss.
Yeah, I was not gonna say that.
No, it's fine. Harlow, my cat, is super anxious, and she must have peed on the guest bed. And Andrew laid in it last night.
I walked in the room and it smelt of cat piss. It smelled...
Which is so weird because I keep that door shut 24/7. But we just plugged the Shark little do-it-for-you little bitch vacuum in.
Right.
And I had to get a map of the house, and so she must have snuck in there.
Okay, well... the room smelled disgusting. So I was like, you know what? I see a new pillow with the tag on it. Maybe it's like that new plastic smell that smells like pee sometimes, right? I lay in the bed and I was like, oh no, that is urine. That
was this post shower?
After,
or
yes.
Thankfully, so it was like after you had showered.
Yep, yes. So I shined my little flashlight on it. Big yellow puddle. Huge yellow puddle.
Which is weird because usually cat pee doesn't have a color, or at least in my experience. But I'm basing that on Snicker. She's the only one that's ever peed on stuff, and her kidneys were failing, so her pee was clear.
Right. Well, not this. So I had to go and make a makeshift bed setup once again.
Okay. Well, just for future reference, the linen closet is full of extra sheets.
Yeah, I was not putting a fitted sheet on at 2 a.m. This morning, skin not looking good. I asked Sam for something to cover up. She gave me something. I was like, we are not the same color. I was like, it's fine because I'll just blend it out. Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah, and you thought we were the same color.
Yeah, however, I'm Italian and Greek. You're Nordic. So I don't know why I thought that. I put it on. It was giving Hi Sisters. It was giving Flashback Mary.
I was filming and I was trying to hide my reaction. It was pretty bad. Like, you came in and I was scared. Corpse bride.
Then my hair was already done. I promise I'm ending this soon. And then I had to go wash my face. So my hair got all fucked up. And then Sam she was like, oh, I'll fix it. She put a little foundation on. And then she was like, oh, wait, now you need bronzer. Oh, now you need blush. Now I'm in drag.
Well,
I'm literally in
needed
drag.
it because you still looked ghastly. Is that the right word? But then you have dandruff everywhere.
What would my drag name be?
How does that work?
What?
Do they just pick something completely different?
They pick something that's a play on words.
Like, can I have an example of one?
This is not one,
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, I don't really know drag queens at all, but
Me either.
Miss Independent.
Okay.
So I feel like I would have to be, I'm thinking now, it would be
Miss Piggy?
well, no. But on the right track, I would be Edith all.
Oh.
Edith, but not all, because that's lame. Edith.
Edith Lasagna.
For now. Well, I'll finish my rant and then we could get back to the drag names.
Maybe they could give you one.
Yeah, guys, give me and Sam both drag names.
What would mine be? Seafoody food? I'm not even mad at myself or uncomfortable with myself today, but for some reason I am just being way too self-deprecating. Okay, I'm hearing it. I'm going to stop.
Oh, really? I was going to say you're a big bone bitch. But that's not a good drag name.
I mean, I would love for a doctor to tell me I have big bones. So anytime somebody calls me fat, I can be like, I just have big bones. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm sure, because considering I stand a whopping 5'1" tall, I bet you I have a small frame in here somewhere.
Did I ever tell you I think you're lying about your height?
What?
I think you're lying about your height.
For why?
I don't know. I just don't feel like you're that short.
But I am.
You
I'm
are?
5'1.5".
It's not that I think you're taller because you look
I think you might think you're taller.
No.
How
Oh
tall
gosh,
are
I
you?
can't see anything. I'm 5'6".
Are you? My mom is 5'6".
5'6" without my hair. I'm 5'7" with my hair.
I hadn't been measured. For a while I was saying I'm 5'2", because I hadn't been measured in so long. Even I'd be hey, 5'3" with shoes. But then I got measured at the psychiatrist and the primary care, and they both were 5'1" and
Oh, wait, no one cares about this.
No, I don't know either. Well, that's the thing is my brain has been so everywhere today. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I got my Vyvanse back.
Oh, okay.
But Vyvanse is such a slow release thing. I feel like it has to almost, even though doesn't work like an SSRI, it has to get into your system. It hasn't been working, but this is my first day taking it.
Okay. Normally my medication works, but I ate today and it just absorbed all the medication and I'm floating.
Maybe it was the drinks from last night. That's making our medications not work today.
No, that never.
Or I got duds. If you could see the raw footage that I filmed this morning, I wanted to finally film because everyone keeps asking me about my weight loss and how like life has changed and just have questions about it. And so I filmed a whole YouTube video about it. But I don't know that I said one single thought. So it's, I mean, at least this is a sidetracked podcast, so it doesn't matter if I get off course.
Okay. And then last thing is, so now I'm in drag. My hair got all fucked up, so I had to redo my hair. I went to go redo it, so I ran a brush through it, and like the hairspray and product all turned into like fibers. So it looks like I have all dandruff right now. It's not dandruff.
You can't see it, yeah.
So bottom line is, don't look at me.
We've all had those days where like every single thing, no matter what you do, goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. And then like, love the new setup. Love the new podcast setup.
But having to put everything in the right spot.
Everything's just like nothing's in its exact spot. So I just feel like I'm turning my head a little bit more. I'm being such a fucking diva.
It's fine.
We all have those days. You can be a diva
today and I'll be a diva next week.
Every other day.
Yeah. Oh, well, most of the time when we sit down to film, I would consider Andrew the producer of this podcast. He is so good about writing things down and remembering. I think I might be the star of the show today.
Yeah, today it's your show. It is Samantha's show.
You're really good at coming up with stories. One of the things that I think has brought you a lot of success in your career is your storytelling ability. You give Tana Mojo. You know how to keep people entertained. You know how to tell a boring story very well and make it like Sarah Vasca.
Okay.
You know how to she'll tell a story about riding in an elevator and going to the movies.
Yeah, and she'll make a whole entire.
And it's a 2-hour story time. And you're glued to the screen the entire time.
Sarah Vasco, we love you.
We do.
Tana Mojo, we love you.
Come on the podcast. I think for guests, when we eventually have like the most famous people in the world here, we get them like the most dinky little chair to sit on, and they have to sit there like this in the middle.
I'm down for that.
Well, make it comfy but dinky. Why did we start that? Like, what were we talking about before?
Basically, how you're the producer of this episode, and I'm kind of I'm here.
Most of the time it's ran by Andrew, so if you hate it,
don't worry, because I'll run all the other
it.
ones.
Okay, well, I tried. So I told myself, me and Andrew had a conversation a couple weeks ago about the podcast and just what we could both do to make it better or just more, so we could like it more. And one of the things that I had to humble myself and be real with myself about is I don't bring talking points. I think I just sit here and wait for Andrew to speak to me, and I love it that way, but I gotta give. So I really tried this week, okay?
So you're gonna be serving today.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things to talk about.
Okay, there is one thing that I want to be the one to tell the story of.
Yes,
so I don't even know if you have it on there. Just something that happened last night.
Actually, I do have one thing about last night that it made me giggle, and we're just gonna talk about it, breeze past it, and move on. It's not what I think you want to talk about from last night. I do have that on here actually, but I'm not gonna say it. Gerald came upstairs yesterday and said, "Do you want to go get a beer?" And I don't drink ever. I don't leave and go drink. I know it might seem like that, but I don't. And I said, okay, why not? I knew that me and you were gonna be busy with other stuff this weekend, and it's Easter weekend, so I was like, you know what? Sure. And I knew Andrew was going to be here, so I could drag him along too. Although I don't like drunk Andrew, but we've already gone over that. Mm-hmm. And so we go out. Gerald's request was a bar. I don't know the difference between bars because I don't go to them enough. We went to, I think, Club Vibes.
Well, Gerald wanted a dive bar specifically.
Yeah, what did we go to?
We
were in downtown St. Pete.
No. First of all,
Central Ave.
I was in my road trip outfit, which was
I was
horrible.
wearing a sports outfit.
I didn't shave. I was in a hat. I was in
flops.
Yeah, I was in flip-flops and socks.
Are those considered flops?
Yeah.
Flip-flops or slides?
Slides.
I think they're flops.
Slides and it doesn't fucking matter, okay? Because I was in those and socks. Sam brings us to a place where girls are in heels, guys are in like button-ups, like with rolled up, like
but keep in mind, people are also line dancing, so like the vibe was very all over the place.
But yeah. It just picture like in your town where everyone goes out to like.
A lot of people know downtown St. Pete, I think.
Well, people who live here, but.
Well, it's like a bachelorette destination.
It was just a real, like, you had to wait in line, and then they had to like pat you down. Guys had to pay to get in. It was wild. Okay.
Yeah, you guys cost $22.
I just knew.
I can tell you're just not liking yourself today.
Why?
Because you're just pointing out the things.
That's why yesterday I was like,
oh yeah.
So, but I just knew I had to get one drink in me.
Yeah, that's how it works with Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Give him something. And the only reason I made us go there is because one time I went there because my old apartment was very close and me and Gerald had like swung by and the girl that was bartending knew me and offered us free shots. And I also saw that they had these cowboy hats that were supposed to be like fish bowls. She said they had 8 shots in them.
I need a cowboy hat.
Yeah, well, they didn't have any. But that's the only reason we drove there to go there. We ended up just getting him like a regular drink. But
You got a regular drink too.
well, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, but I wanted Drunk Andrew to come out after a cowboy hat.
That would have been we need specific names because like yesterday I was like I was tipsy, fun.
You were tipsy, Andrew.
But here's the thing. Okay.
No, I need to give you like a full-on different name. Like you're not even Andrew anymore.
It could be my drag name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Drunk and drag name. Uh-huh. You know what it is?
Mitzi.
What?
Mitzi.
Mitzi what?
I don't know.
What?
Tipsy Mitzi.
I might have explained this once before, but I get tipsy so quick. And my tipsy is like...
I know it's not good. Like one of his first tell signs is the phone comes out and he starts texting people.
Okay, well, see...
Immediately.
But Sam is also the person, like she... We'll get into that because I want to kill her. But like yesterday, she's like, who you texting? I was texting the guests who were staying in my Airbnb.
I'm trying to play damage control early on because the amount of fights I have watched you get yourself in.
Oh, yeah.
While you're drunk from texting. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try and intervene earlier this night. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't become a bigger thing.
I do this thing where I get tipsy. I could drink the neck of a beer and I get so tipsy.
That's just a new term for me. You always teach me things. I've never heard neck of a beer.
Yeah. I stay tipsy for like longer than a normal person before I get bad because think of how many shots I do to get to that point.
Yeah.
It's a crazy amount. Yeah. But that's what I do. And then I get
binge drinking.
Crazy. But Sam, like I'll get tipsy, which keep in mind I stay at for a long time unless I do a lot of shots. I had 2 drinks yesterday and Sam's like, oh, like, or like I would say something and she'd be like, make like a face like I was so drunk. And like
keep in mind, a week ago, you had 1 drink and then started shouting to a theater our secrets. So heaven forbid, I might think Drunk Andrew's coming out.
You know what it is? This is not from you, but my anxiety developed like the year we became friends.
Yeah. So you tied me with your anxiety.
When I was 25, like I developed my anxiety. So before I had anxiety, I was the life of the party, loudest one in the room, like crazy. And now when I get a little tipsy, the anxiety goes away and it's like normal me again. So like to you it's weird, but that's like the real me.
Yeah.
So
I'm very used to overthinking Andrew.
Yeah, I never used to be like that.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And to think that you got to 25, that's just where I am. Mm-hmm. You got all the way to my age before you ever felt that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did not care at all what anyone thought. I had so much confidence. It was crazy.
I would love.
Yeah, I would love to go back to that, but I simply am not.
Love. Did I sound like Lil Wayne?
No.
How did it sound?
I don't want to do it. No, it's like a one and done. Like I channeled him.
Yeah.
And we got to leave it at that. You got to, drop the mic on a high note.
So I guess everything that you're saying right now is that you weren't that drunk, right?
I was having a really good time, but I was not that drunk at all.
Okay. So I want to tell you the last statement Andrew made before we got in the car. We were walking out of my apartment because I still technically have my apartment, even though I don't live in there. And I had some packages. We went and grabbed the packages and we were walking out. I was making him carry the heavy box of Alani. Very grateful for you for that. Thank you. Because I felt so nauseous there's a place called $5 in downtown St. Pete and they will serve you 32 ounce, big, girthy. Yeah.
They're the size of that.
Yeah, but like wide and short. Like
me.
Bowls. Me, yeah, exactly. But it was pure sugar. But we're walking out. Andrew was, because I was not feeling good, he was carrying the Alanis for me. Mm-hmm. And he walks by a bowl that is sat on a table on my apartment. I need you to, do you know what you said?
Yeah.
What was?
I was not that drunk. I thought it was candy, but it was potpourri.
He says, "Oh, I thought that bowl was full of candy. Mm-hmm. It's just potpourri."
Yeah. But I would say that now.
They were full-ass pine cones.
Yeah.
That looked like candy.
Well, because they were different colors. So I just thought it was candy. See, this is what Sam does. Like, and then she's like, ooh, but like I would have done that
Okay,
sober.
I giggled. I had an epiphany.
An epiphany.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you about this so bad.
Okay.
An upgrade we've made is we got a grill.
Okay.
And I've missed having grilled food so much. Like the one time a year my dad would cook for me, it was on a grill.
Love a burnt wiener. Burnt. They have to be burnt.
You should have seen the wieners he took off the grill the other day.
Wrinkly and burnt.
They were like exploding from places and like all crusty. But when it made a basic $2 big package of hot dogs taste gourmet.
I love that.
It was so great. I need to make you one. Well, I need to have Gerald make you one because I'm afraid of propane.
What's the epiphany?
Oh, I remember. Yesterday or the day before that, we made steaks, mashed potatoes, and Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
I was in charge of mashed potatoes and Brussels sprouts. He grilled the steaks. He cut my steak into big pieces for me. That was cute. But I still needed to cut it smaller because, I don't know, he thought I had like gargantuan mouth or something.
Right.
I wonder why he would think that. Anyways.
Oh my God.
I was sitting on the couch with my table tray, my little fork, and my little knife, and I stabbed the steak. And I hope that other people didn't know this. I accidentally like slid my knife. I was having a hard time like keeping the steak steady. It kept moving away from where I was trying to cut it. It slid in between the prongs of the fork. So like imagine this and then the knife sliding in between.
Right.
And I turned over to Gerald, like looked at him so seriously, and I said, "Is that why there are prongs on a fork?"
You're like throwing up gang signs right now.
So you can put your knife through them and your food stays steady, but you can cut in between the pokey part of the fork.
Is that why there's prongs on a fork?
Yeah. Or did I just discover a new use for a fork and everyone's minds are about to be blown?
I think you're a fucking moron because there's prongs so you could stab shit.
Well, yes, but multi-purposeful. But like you can cut you cut in between the prongs and your food doesn't like move. It stays super steady. Instead of cutting in front of it or behind it, it like scrapes against the metal.
Yeah.
And is like all icky.
Now, I will say, I don't know if that's like you're meant to do that, but I've done that so many times. I feel like every time I eat steak, I do that at least once, just like to have a little fun, switch it up a bit. But like, you're not Einstein.
It was one of those moments where my brain got bigger that day. Are you sure that I didn't make a new discovery?
Well, I've been doing it.
Well, you could also have made a discovery and not known. But I feel like I taught you guys that birds breathe.
Yeah, I didn't know that
And
before.
now you know how to use, I mean, I don't think you're getting it. Your reaction hasn't been what I was expecting. You actually have done that with your fork before?
Sam,
But
fucking
do you
yes.
think that's why the prongs were invented?
No, the prongs are there so you could stab it.
You're saying when they invented it, they didn't think of that. I don't know, okay? I just thought that would be my educational lesson of the day is you can put your knife in between the prongs of your fork and it's going to hold your food steady.
Guys, I'll be back to producing next week. Don't worry.
Andrew loves a good pop culture moment.
Oh, I love.
So I have two of them.
Okay. Oh, I have a little one. You just reminded me.
Okay, perfect. Remember that. We're going to talk about one thing first.
Yeah.
Because it's been eating me alive. Andrew, if some of you guys don't know this, he edits for me. And so this week, he edited a morning routine for me. Andrew has seen every crevice of my body. He has seen every lump, bump, divot,
Cave.
stray hair.
Was it when you were putting lotion on your legs?
Nope.
Okay.
Also, I don't know how this makes you a bad friend. It just does in my head.
Okay.
Because, like, you should have made fun of me. In this video, I'm ordering Dunkin'. I was also a little afraid. Can I say this without getting canceled?
What?
That I ordered a small, like, you can hear me say small Dunkin' coffee, and they gave me a large. And here I am as a fatty patty being like, oh my God, I ordered a small and they gave me a large. There's a bunch of videos that go viral online about similar situations.
Amberlyn Reed.
Okay, you can't say it.
I can't?
No.
Why?
You probably can.
Well,
Yes, it's a meme. It's a meme. She will be like, oh.
I ordered a salad, not a 20-piece.
And we do that to each other without even seeing those all the time.
Yes.
I'll be driving in the car and I'm like, oh no, how did I get in the drive-thru?
Have you ever done that to Gerald? Like,
What?
Like you'll like on DoorDash or something, order like something a little extra, and then be like, oh, they put an extra fry in there.
But I hate when people make jokes at the expense of others. But I think she's doing it to troll, so it's funny.
Yeah.
Like it's just like Trisha Paytas.
The
like,
fact that
trolls.
I still don't know what the fuck you're trying to tell me.
Sorry. So I ordered the coffee. I get the coffee, but the way I used to edit my face when I would be ordering, they say really attractive people are symmetrical. So I don't know why I'm so not symmetrical, being one of the most attractive people that I've ever walked the earth. In fact, every single person that's ever commented on anything I've ever posted is only ever talking about how attractive I am. So it's like really odd that I wouldn't be symmetrical.
Especially like straight guys.
Yeah.
Like on Reels. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they just think I'm... the straight guys watching this right now are just gonna be like, oh my God, who is
Victoria's
this beauty?
Secret model.
Yeah. Wife, divorce. Like, need her. When I would turn to the side, I would edit the wave. Because I didn't want you to, like, you will not see this side. There's a reason I force him to sit over there. There's a reason if we're taking pictures, I force him to his bad side and I get my good side.
Even though my good side is so much better than like you are way more symmetrical.
No. Please look at me from this way.
No,
Right?
Sam.
No, look at me.
Okay. It's the same thing. No,
and you can't tell me that because then this side looks like this side then, and then I don't want to be here.
Everyone actually agrees with me when I actually show them that this is my bad side. It's where I have this really bad cowlick. I have this bump here. My jaw is not sharp. Like this side of my jaw is so much more sharp. It's so much more my bad side. It's crazy. But like you're a diva and how to get your good side. So it's okay though. I'm just a good friend. So why am I a bad friend?
Because you've never told me my ear looks like that.
Your ear? It's always covered by hair.
But this is just a perspective I've never looked at my ear from. Andrew.
What?
It's a crime.
What?
It's
I'm looking at it.
Deformed.
I can't.
You can't tell me that's not bad. And that's not even the bad picture. What? I'm going to find it for you after this.
Turn to the side.
Why does it's dripping?
But yeah.
My earlobe is please.
She's melting off. Turn to the side.
It's this one.
It is deformed.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is there surgery for that?
Yeah, pin back.
No, that's different. Can they just like shape my lobe?
No, because it's the thing is the bottom part of it is just forward. You just need the bottom part pinned back a little. Some lipo, maybe lip injections.
Lip injections look so bad on me. In fact, when I went and got Botox a couple weeks ago, I told her that you're not coming near my lips with that because not Botox obviously, but lip injections because it always looks bad. And she was like, no, trust me, I'm going to be the one that can do it right. Like, I know how to fill it perfect. I'm like, well, they all say that. And then I end up looking, it only starts protruding farther out forward. It never like.
Oh, yeah. Sam has a whole bunch of plastic surgeons in her DMs lately.
I do.
And I'm like, pass them my way.
No, they're like, and they're not even just like, when I first saw the first one, I was like, oh, cute. It's going to be like random little plastic surgery offices. No, these are doctors in California with like hundreds of thousands.
Okay, you didn't tell me that. Pass them my way. I want them to suck me up like a soda. Okay, this is what you need to do. Listen, reach out to them. Be like, listen, I just want to make sure that you guys are good. I'm going to send you someone to do a test on so I can make sure it's up to my standards.
Yeah. What would you get?
Everything. It'll make me look like a fucking robot.
You would hate that.
Yeah,
You're such a natural.
No. A natural what?
You are really into the improvements that you can't see.
Yeah.
Just are so good at like changing tiny little things that all together make a big difference in your appearance, but it's not like you look like, who's the girl? Is she dead? Joan Rivers?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she's dead, or yes, she looks bad?
She's dead.
And needed less plastic surgery.
Yeah.
People look way better before they start doing all this stuff to them.
No, yeah, I think, okay.
I'm here for do it if you want to do it, but there's a line I feel like that you cross and then it starts to look iffy.
The thing is, like, I know I want a little something. I don't know what I want. Like, I want my eyebrows to be a little lifted. Like, but not like...
I picture you like the person, you go in to get it done finally and your luck
Well, when
you end up like just go with it.
when I lose weight, like they're pulled back a little.
What do you mean?
Like when I lose weight, my whole face like pulls back a little. And my eyebrows are so dark and big, and they hang so low over my eyes. So I would want them just a tiny bit up, not like Spock.
But you know that Botox could do that.
Okay, so I'll get Botox. I think honestly, I don't know what work I would actually do. I think I would just make me skinny.
Your whole family
Put a cage over my mouth.
genetics are so good. Like yours' features are so strong and so good that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I have good features. I know like when I feel good, like this is how I feel. When I lose weight, I feel like I look so like I'm happy with how I look.
Yeah, that's just us being our own worst critics.
Yeah.
I think it's more from what I've learned going through losing any type of weight, because I've never lost more than like 40 pounds, kept it off for like 2 days and then gained it back.
Yeah.
This is the most weight I've ever lost in my life, where I came from like 300 pounds down to 240 now.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's about how I look as much as I don't think you look as different, like features wise, as you feel. So what I've learned is you feel different because you feel like ass.
Yeah.
Because everything feels wrong, everything feels tighter, everything feels like you're more uncomfortable in your skin. You're harder on the way you look outwardly, but it's not as different.
I agree with everything, but it's definitely different. I look very different. I do. It's being 5'6" and gaining and losing 40 pounds is a lot.
No, it 100% is. In fact, I was really scared for the video I just filmed, because I am always so bluntly honest about how gaining a ton of weight is not healthy, but people don't want to hear it.
Yeah, and I've lost 85 pounds.
Yeah.
So I was 240 at one point.
Yeah.
Like this was years ago before I started YouTube. My fluctuation goes from being overweight to skinny.
Yeah.
So like it is a huge difference. It's not like, I'm going from like this to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a really big difference because it's from really overweight to skinny.
Yeah.
So it is, to me,
Well,
it's a
it
huge
is.
difference.
It's a
And like
huge
the way I'm
difference.
treated.
Yes, that
And-
I've never experienced, but I'm getting this much of it right now. Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine the future.
And when I lose weight, everyone's like, oh my God, you look like 10 years younger, like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, now when I gain it again,
Yeah.
I know what you're going to be thinking.
But you're so good at yo-yoing.
Yeah, I really am.
I'm not. I will just stay big and stay big.
Well, you don't know now. Oh,
Well, that's with help of medicine.
you'll stay small.
I don't even need to be small. I just need to be healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want you to be healthy.
Me
I
too.
want to be healthy.
I just want to have a baby. Mm-hmm. That's a scary thought. I know everyone just cringed a little bit hearing me say that. Like, she's going to kill the kid. But I'll learn. Apparently, you read books.
Just have another one.
I don't remember why we started that or how we got there.
Your ear.
Oh,
Your
the
fucked
ear
up
is
ear.
bad. No, it's really bad. Okay, audio listeners, I'm going to describe it to you. Imagine
A question mark.
an ear on the side of a face that looks like the face looks like it was hit by a frying pan. I have no definition in my side profile.
Pug.
It's all, yeah, it's giving very pug.
Okay.
I'm beautiful, but I'm a beautiful pug. And imagine the bottom of my ear looks like it's dripping down the side of my face. That, like a big old tear drop down the side of my face. It's melting off of me because I'm so hot.
I see the comments. I had to turn this episode off because they're being so hard on themselves.
Oh
It's
no,
making-
I'm beautiful.
No, but I also was just so now we're gonna bring up the spirits a little bit about ourselves.
Oh, I mean, I'm here to hype myself up. I am a bad beach.
I'm in drag today. I'm
I
looking
don't know.
real good.
I've been uber confident, and it's not because I'm hot. It's because I just feel better. I have gotten such a good routine, which I never shut up about how important a routine is. Right. I filmed like 2 weeks ago, a week in my life. I had one productive day that entire week. One day I was sick, and then me and you filmed the podcast for like 2 days that week, and then I went to Disney that weekend. So I guess that would be productive, but that's like fun productive, not like work productive.
Yeah.
It's the day I made a schedule. I've had so many therapists, and when I move, I like to have a therapist that I can go to in person. So that's why. And like sometimes you don't mesh with your therapist, and that's okay. But almost every single one of them has told me to build myself a schedule.
Yeah. It is obvious. It's the most obvious thing, but like I don't normally do it, but when I do it, oh my God.
Yeah. No, they're like intense schedules. I have to put on there like brush my teeth.
Really?
Yeah, I make it so detailed because as somebody, or at least for me, I know everyone with ADHD is different. I get so distracted that I quite literally need it to tell me like incrementally.
Yeah.
The tiniest, okay, this is, I don't have to think about it then. It's what am I doing next? Okay, I go do that next. But I feel like moving to the house, I have such a good morning routine set down where I go for a walk every morning as long as it's not raining. I just have my little moments. I've been doing my devotionals. I just have had such a good little life built now that's making me, we're going to talk a little bit in this podcast about the things that have gotten easier for me since I've started losing weight, just because there are like things about my body that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about it, okay?
Were you going to talk about a pop culture moment?
I have 2.
I want to hear about them.
Okay, let me pull them up. I just feel so official when I get to read it off my phone. Don't worry, guys. If we didn't finish a thought, there is like a 25% chance we'll circle back to it and finish it at some point. If not, look at the title of the podcast you're listening to. We get a little bit
Sidetracked.
Men never fail to astound me. I don't think that's the right use of the word astound.
I hate men. Yeah.
Like, okay, I know how to act now. Fuck men.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the fact that every day I opened TikTok this week.
Okay.
Somebody else, another woman, was punched in the face
Oh.
by a man in New York.
Yeah.
Different men. It's almost as if they had I don't know if they've discovered this or they just have all seen it, so they all have caught on. If there was a Reddit thread that just said, hey, we're punching girls in the face this week.
I saw that. I mean, I didn't see any like videos on it. I saw just like maybe an article where it's a trend for guys in New York City to punch girls in the face now.
Yes. So I saw a girl who was on the Tarte trip post a video of just her crying and walking like on the streets of New York. And it, oh my God, had the biggest goose egg on the side of her head. I would have assumed like she just got hit in the head with a frying pan.
And I'm wrong for saying that whatever guy did that doesn't deserve to live?
The one who did it to her got arrested. But every day then a new person posted, and like maybe they're on the same days, but I just saw them on different days. But like the list is like 11 long.
Like if you're gonna go out and do that, like if that's like your hobby, like that's your fun, you're gonna go out and do that, like just punch random girls, like you are not adding anything to this world. Like
No, but like I can.
death to all. What Wendy Williams said that once.
Death to all of them.
There's got to be something different between the way men and women are wired, because I would put so much money and so much, I mean, I would put my life, which maybe I'll drop dead tomorrow, I guess, but
I hope not.
I'll put my life, I mean, our views would skyrocket.
For a little.
Well, you just got to hook them and sink her then. I have faith in you that you'd be
God.
able to grab on and whatever.
I'd have to make a good spreadsheet.
Yeah,
for
I'm
notes.
saying this already. If I ever croak and you see Andrew like take over my socials, take over everything, I want him to do so.
I got this.
And you better not flop.
I'm like putting fentanyl in your drink tonight.
Women don't come up with that shit. You're not going to see women randomly thinking, let's make a Reddit thread and talk about how we're going to walk around and punch men today in the face. I cannot picture a group of women making a Reddit thread just to say we're going to go punch men who are looking at their phones and not paying attention, because women should pay attention, men should pay attention to their surroundings. Punch them and actually do it.
What kind of punch was that?
Apparently, you're not the first person to tell me that.
Sam,
I
you were
faked
like-
a punch once to Gerald.
You were like putting a debit card in. What is that? You're kidding.
If audio listeners, imagine like the most fierce punch you've ever seen. And the best part about it is, from what I've heard, granted, I don't know the scheme or the plan, but from what I've seen, most of the women have been looking at their phones.
Okay.
It's to help the women.
Oh, God.
It's to help them understand they should pay attention to their surroundings. Like, I cannot picture, maybe I give us girly pops too much credit. We have better things to do than to come up with that. Because the amount of lessons we could teach men, but it's just simply not worth our time.
The only reason why I was making faces is because when I was in high school, I didn't have the best high school experience. This girl, she was a bully. And I was just walking, and her and her 2 little sidekicks, they ran up to me in the hallway. I didn't know them. I knew of them, but they ran up to me in the hallway, punched me in the stomach as hard as they could, and then ran away. But she's dead now. So, unfortunately, rest in peace. I didn't kill her.
I didn't think so.
Rest in peace. Genuinely.
See, but immediately saying, I didn't kill her is something a killer would say.
Look, if I saw a guy go up to a random girl who's, just they had no association with each other and punch her in the face, and then he ran away, got hit by a car, and just died on the spot, I would say, oh, I wouldn't care. I would not. Why would I care? What are you bringing to this earth? I'm sorry, I wouldn't. And if you want to cancel me for that, cancel me for that.
It's not just somebody not liking somebody and acting on it, okay, or wanting to be a bully and acting on it. It's like, ooh, we're going to scheme and like we're really going to show these women and we're going to like all punch them in the face. I thought it was the same guy at first, but it's not because he was arrested and people are still getting punched in the face.
That's even like these streamers now. You see these streamers? Oh my God. Like these streamers, it's not just like streaming video games anymore. They're like walking around and just causing mayhem. What's his name? I was on a panel with like one of the biggest ones at Playlist. He was a little fucking dweeb and now he's still a little fucking dweeb. Jack Doherty.
Who?
Jack Doherty.
Is he the one that dated Dove Cameron?
I don't fucking know. He's a loser. Like
he was in
from
Descendants?
what I see of him, he just like walks around and like he'll like punch someone in the face, like who's not expecting.
This can't be the person I'm
And then
thinking of.
he has like 2 huge security guards who like then like block him off, so like no one can do anything. Or like he'll like walk down the street and like scare like in people's face and just keep walking like he's tough, but he's a little fucking dweeb.
But how does he get away with it and not get charged for assault?
I don't know.
That's my first pop culture thing is I need everyone to help me understand why men are just punching people. I saw a girl make a TikTok saying that the headlines have all been like women being punched in the face in New York City. And I mean, maybe I don't want to quote her wrong, but essentially she was saying, let's stop taking...
Essentially.
Yeah. What did I say?
No, we can't do this because I saw a TikTok go viral recently of people making fun of podcasters, and it's one podcaster saying something wrong and the other one is like, wait, what did you just say? And
well,
and it's every
whole
podcast.
Show.
Well, it's every podcast.
She was saying that we have to stop taking, so like that headline now just reads like woman punched in the face in New York City, which is taking like the man out of it. Like it's not, it was like man punches.
Okay.
I don't know.
I almost punched a woman in the face yesterday. You almost punched her. Like, me and Sam almost got in a bar fight yesterday, but we were going to be on a team, which is crazy. Okay.
I had to keep telling myself they're drunk, they're drunk, they're drunk, they're drunk.
This is the story I want to explain. Me and Sam and Gerald, we go...
Sorry.
Me, Sam, and Gerald, we go out to a little restaurant bar. We were getting dinner, getting a little drink. It was nice, okay? It wasn't the place we were talking about before. And we're sitting at our table, okay? I have dinner on the table. It's our table.
It is very much a bar.
Yes, but we were sitting at a table.
Yes,
we had
on the side.
We had a waitress.
Against the wall.
We're sitting there, and this bridal party comes in, having fun. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why I wasn't giving people goose eggs is because it was her bachelorette party.
They were walking around with pictures of the fiance's face on sticks, just like Tarte gave us.
Which we're going to get into that, okay? So we're sitting there, and I have never seen a group of more unaware people in my entire life. The first offense, okay, was people are all trying to pass in the bar. It's crowded. It's like the walkway. People are passing like a highway.
Yeah.
Okay, our server needs to get through that area, whatever. The bride... She bends down and ties her shoe in the middle of the aisle, stopping all traffic.
For like a while. Like
oh my
few
God.
minutes.
She was fucking like, I don't know what she was doing down there. Our server was taking our order. She's stuck at our table. She can't go anywhere. There's people on both sides lining up, just making faces like, what the fuck is going on? And she's just down there making out with her foot.
She was throwing up.
Finally, she gets up and she realizes everyone's waiting. She's like, oh, sorry. Right? Okay, I get it. It's your first offense. Then they come over and they start putting their dirty cups
on our
but specifically in front of Sam.
Yeah, like when I tell you, imagine like my hands sitting on a table, like they set the empty shot glass right next to my hand. Like I felt it on my skin.
And they did this twice. Keep in mind, we have our dinner. Our food is on the table, okay? Not even saying like, oh, can I put this here? Which would have been fine. I would have been like, yeah, put that there.
Yeah, but Andrew was being so nice, like moving them away from my hands. He would take it and like set it on the other side.
I was like looking at them and like taking the cups and moving them to the other side, like where no one was sitting. There was a spot next to me where no one was sitting. They could have at least put it there. No.
Well, and there was a bunch of empty space between our table and the bar.
So now, okay, your second offense, like goose eggs are about to fly, right? So they start leaning on our table. Sam moved her seat all the way in, and they started moving in to like
They're like leaning their elbows on the table, like
where a seat would go. They're leaning their elbows on our table over my dinner. Okay. So finally I was like, Sam, don't move in, like move out. And Gerald pushed you out more. So, cause like, don't give them the room. They're going to take it. Are you kidding me? Not a single acknowledgement that we even exist. Just leaning on our table, putting their dirty cups on our table, right?
So now I'm back at the edge of the table.
Sam feels a breeze, and I see it. I see it from, because I'm sitting across from her. The girl is leaning over Sam. This is the bride now. I'm about to beat this bitch, right? She's leaning over Sam with the little stick of her fiance's face, fanning herself, but every time the fan went out, she's smacking Sam in the face and Sam's like literally getting smacked in the face by this fan.
And I'm someone who like, you have to do a lot before I'm ever going to say anything. But once I snap, I'm not responsible for what comes out of my mouth.
Plus, you were a little tipsy.
I could have said, "Could you please stop?" I could have been like,
No.
"Can you please?" I look at her and I said, "If you're gonna hit me with him, he should at least be cute."
Yeah, and then she's kept doing it.
Yeah, so she didn't hear me. That's how drunk she was.
You pushed her hand away and you went, "He's ugly anyway." But like the thing is, that is means to just be mean right off the bat. I'm sorry. Like she's fanning you and smacking you in the face with the fan.
No, she was fully hitting me with, it was like a big cutout of this man's face on a stick, smacking me with it. At that point, it was like 10:45, 11 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how are you that drunk already? And where's the sober one in your group?
That's the thing. I think she was just a bitch because she was not stumbling. She was like,
oh, she'd been going back and forth.
She was fine.
The whole time we were sitting there.
I think she was just a bitch. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, it was her bachelor party. Like, be nice. We were nice. We were nice the whole time. That's the reason why we're talking about it on the podcast. Otherwise, I would have been swinging fists.
Oh, yeah, we didn't say anything. Well, I did call her fiance ugly.
I mean, obviously, okay, for people...
After you smacked me in the face. I could have smacked you back and I didn't.
For people who don't get my humor, I would not have actually hit her, but I wanted to.
Could you imagine?
Well, I got a little nervous when you pushed her hand.
Well, just get out of my way. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not like reaching into your space to push your hand away. Your hand is here.
Oh, no. It was...
I said, please move it. Thank you.
You pushing her hand was warranted. I'm saying I got nervous like for her reaction, but she...
Yeah, she touched me first. When Gerald said, do you want to get a beer? The first thing I thought in my head was, well, me and Andrew are grandma and grandpa. We don't do anything. This is an opportunity that we might have a story to share for the podcast. And we got one.
Yeah. I want to make one of those TikToks that's like, if your wife was at a bachelorette party in St. Pete on this night at this bar, she's loyal, but she's a fucking unaware bitch.
Like at this point, I wouldn't have been shocked if she started eating the French fries.
Then I would have hit a bitch.
Anytime I hear the word fry, is everyone bullying me about my voice in the comments.
Oh.
I don't talk to you guys on here at this point, maybe in the beginning when we first started the podcast, different than when me and Andrew sat here yesterday and had the conversation. We weren't filming. This is exactly how we sound, exactly how we talked. Okay, maybe I got really insecure when all the comments were. So I was like, do I really sound like different? Because this is exactly how I talk to my camera when I talk to a YouTube video. Andrew made a good point yesterday, trying to make me feel better. You never have a mic, all of you, never have a mic that close to your like throat and your mouth.
No, they could hear what you actually sound like on this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, but you probably don't even sound like that when you're talking to a friend in real life because your ear isn't up against their throat. You don't hear the vibrations of their throat. Mm-hmm. I know that everyone makes fun of the influencer vocal fry.
I don't think it's the fry that they're talking about, though.
What is it then?
I think it's like how we did it. I feel like this episode, it was pretty bad. Not bad, but like...
Right now?
Just because like I'm not bringing much. I feel like we were very like... It's like more of like a scripted voice almost. Like, okay. Like how we don't normally talk to each other. But like I don't think you do.
I did see some people kind of defending me and they were saying, I think this is how she actually sounds.
Yeah.
But I don't talk, especially on my YouTube channel these days, I really don't talk a different way.
Yeah.
I just talk like I'm talking to a friend.
Right now, how we're talking, this is exactly how we talk. But at the beginning, there was a little like, but I think it was...
Well, we were also putting on a show for a dramatic entrance.
I think it was the new set and me not giving anything this episode.
You've been giving way more than you think. You and so many other people, and me and Andrew have talked about this in the car. We really have really random conversations in the car. Yeah. But where people's minds must either just work better or you have deeper thoughts, you have ideas and like when it comes to like conversations and speaking, you have like such witty things to say. I can have a conversation. Maybe that's why people like my hour-long videos, because I will sit and talk about a whole lot of nothing.
You're so good at that.
I have to repeat myself 9,000 times. I say like way too many times.
Me too.
But it's everybody. Like, I haven't met someone else like me that is as bad at it like me. I don't know if you guys know the Lego Queen on TikTok. Her name is Serena, but she's coming this week. We're going to go to Disney. I'm dragging Andrew along. She sent me a 5-minute and 40-second audio message. And it was just a streamlined thought.
And you answered it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's like, I never get an
I can't believe it.
No, but I sat there and I listened to it maybe a minute in. I realized, I have to start taking notes about what I want to say as a response, because I'm never going to remember this. And so I just pulled up thing on my computer and I was typing as she was going. But that allowed, because I was writing it down, I didn't have to save the thoughts, for me to just like wander in what I was thinking. And this woman just had streamlined conscious, said exactly what she wanted to say the first time, didn't have to repeat herself, didn't have to fix it, had such clear thoughts, was interjecting some weird little funny statements in there. I'm like, I need a new brain. Don't know what tangent brought us there.
Oh, I have a few things to say. One, I miss when we first became friends and like you weren't your own person and I could like mold you into whoever I want you to be. Uh-huh. And like I would send you voice memos and like force you to send them back to me. Oh, it was so, you were like a little like.
That's got to be a thing.
You didn't know anything. We would send with the little animal heads and you'd be like, okay, I'm new to this. And we were like nice to each other back then.
I only am mean to you because you're mean to me. If you want to change the vibe, we can. We've gone too far.
Yeah,
It'd be weird now.
We're in too deep.
Imagine we compliment each other. Let's do it.
Do.
Okay, let's give each other. That's my challenge for the day for all of you guys watching, listening. Call one of your friends. Call someone you love. Call a family member. Not your dog. They have to be able to talk back, okay? And not just through like eyes. But sign language is fine if they're deaf. We're gonna give each other 3 compliments each.
3? Can you give me one first?
Yeah.
I'm feeling really down.
I shouldn't have to think this hard.
Okay, well, that was an insult, so that just negates one of them.
You are very hardworking.
Thanks. You have such a knack for just knowing what works, and like you're so good at, I don't want to.
You never smell. Okay, I have been at keeping my mouth shut. I've been waiting patiently to discuss the things that have gotten easier since I lost weight.
Oh, okay.
And I have a new one to add to the list.
What?
My legs have not fallen asleep once. I have been super comfortable this entire time.
Yeah, I've been all over the place. I've been doing calisthenics.
It's time to get on Manjaro.
Yeah, I would love to. Seriously, give me half your shots. Not kidding.
That's actually something I forgot to talk about in my YouTube video. People keep asking that a lot. Let me just say this. I've talked about it before. If heaven forbid you're new here, hello. My name is Samantha Joe.
If they're new here, they did not make it this far into this episode.
No, that's very true. No, they did. This has been an iconic episode. I produced it. But if you don't know, okay, I have lost 60 pounds, and it's all because of this magical, it's not actually, I'm being sarcastic. Well, I mean, it is, but a shot. It's called the GLP-1 medication. It keeps your blood sugar like at the same, like helps like steady it. And it, for a lot of people, makes them really not hungry. I wish mine made me less hungry, but it helps me make healthier food choices. Mm-hmm. Like I don't have my cravings. It really helps take away cravings for the beginning of the week. By the end of the week, it's like willpower. But anyways, it is an expensive medication. I got put on it in the middle of November of last year. I sought it out because I had tried to lose weight for years.
Your whole life?
Yes.
Same.
I wasn't as overweight as I am now or was until my adult years when I stopped being a 3-sport athlete in high school. You just don't realize how many calories you're burning every day going to practice in the morning, practice after school, games. And so when I left high school, like many do, I didn't just gain the freshman 15. I got like the freshman 100. And I have just yo-yoed up and down like the same 20 or 30 pounds. But I had a really bad binging cycle in the fall of last year, so September and October, and I gained 30 pounds. And that put me at 305 pounds, 304 pounds. And then I got put on the medication because they tested my blood. I went to the primary care doctor after I humbly convinced myself to get on the scale. And I had prediabetes. But that does not qualify you to get it paid for. So I have to pay for the medication every month. And I get asked that a lot. That is me finally bringing a thought for full circle. It's not a cheap medication. It cost me $1,000 every single month to get this medication.
Did you know that I would pay $1,000 for each pound to lose? And that sounds silly, like for 5 pounds, $5,000, but I want to lose 30 pounds. I would pay 30 grand for that easily.
To just like snap your fingers and it's done. And no loose skin. Well, 30 pounds, you don't get loose skin.
Yeah, I don't really have, my skin is pretty good when I lose weight.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I'm like, in a few years, it probably won't be, but I think if I lose this weight, I'll be okay still. But yeah, I would pay $1,000 per pound.
I would maybe consider if I not only got to lose the pound, right? But also I could replace some of those with muscle pounds. But you know how like genies always like fuck you over when you grant a wish, right?
Yes.
So you would have to specify $1,000 per pound of fat, or they're gonna be little assholes and take away every ounce of muscle in your body.
I snap my fingers, I'm missing an arm.
Yeah. So you'd have to just make sure you word your stuff very...
I'll let him know.
Okay, perfect.
Or her.
Before you rub the bottle. I pay $1,000 a month, which I'm very much aware that that's a lot of money. It is an investment that I have made for myself, and I am happy that I'm in a position that I can make that decision for my health. I know a lot of people can't. Now, I believe there's payment, like assistant programs where you can get like coupons and stuff. But I'm on one that's not for diabetics. So the one that I'm on is strictly for weight loss. They have a separate one that's for diabetics that need it. Like my mom is on it too, but she actually had diabetes. I was this close. Like I wish I would have just ate a donut that day and not told them. Because then I would have, they were like, oh, she's diabetic. So I mean, I was like 0.1 away. 0.1 from not having to pay for it. Keep in mind, I was spending $4,000 a month on DoorDash and Uber Eats. So I'm actually saving money because I don't do that anywhere near as much anymore. But regardless, I'm aware that this is, I get asked that a lot, I guess is my point. But I want to quickly just touch, I have a whole YouTube video coming out on the things that have gotten easier. So, okay, so I already addressed the fact that I can sit here comfortably. And that's I've actually noticed in the last 10 pounds I have lost so many things. I don't know what the difference between like 250 and 240 is, but a big, apparently.
There is like, I remember there's like a certain weight that I get to where like I don't, like my arms don't touch the side of my body anymore when I walk, and like my legs don't touch, and like it feels.
I don't know that my thighs have never not touched.
I feel like a well-oiled machine, and like sliding in a booth, it's just like
that has
nothing
easier.
Is rubbing.
This is a very humbling one, and I noticed it when we went to the Tarte event.
Okay.
I can strap my own sandals.
Oh.
So I wore these sandals in Bora Bora 3 weeks ago. I couldn't strap them myself. I needed my mom to help me. I mean, I could, but it would have been really difficult. Like I had to put my foot way up on something and try and reach around. I was totally prepared to have to ask you to put these sandals on for me.
Right.
Tie them for me. I think I've had you help me with my shoes.
Yeah.
Multiple times before. Not only was able to get them by myself, but it was easier for me to bend down, grab my ankle, and put them together.
Contortionist.
I don't have an apron belly, but I definitely have like a little bit of a flap. I feel like apron bellies, they're just different body shapes. And people have asked me what my stomach shape is before. I'm like, I don't know. But did not realize how much my stomach got in the way of things. Like I couldn't bend over, and it's not necessarily because I was big, but not every part of me. It was my belly was in the way.
That's an improvement.
That's a humbling thing to admit. People could take that and run with it. Like, I couldn't strap my own shoes. I mean, I could, but like I said, it would have been a fight.
You talked about wiping your ass, so I feel like anything from there is fair game.
I no longer have to, so I'm a front wiper.
Oh no!
I thought I was alone. Comments. My mom taught me that way. And maybe because I've never been small, I've always been a little bit bigger. So there's no way I could wrap my hand around and like reach my butt and wipe up from the back.
Your pussy stinks like shit.
Well, no, you don't wipe up. You push back, but from the front. Does that make sense? So it's literally
that
the same
is
thing.
Crazy. Sam, that
other people do it too.
You put the toilet paper and then you put...
Yeah.
Sam, that's fucking wild.
Okay. Call me a safari then.
That sounds like a recipe to slip.
This is just very humbling. In my head, I have reverse body dysmorphia. So in my head, I was skinny mini.
Right.
I never saw myself like that until looking back at stuff. It's still beautiful, but I would have to put my pants like all the way on the floor, like pretty much take them off and like spread my legs as far as I could. I'd be like hugging the walls of these tiny stalls. Like, yes, I would go in the big stalls when they were open and not like super busy when I knew that like maybe a handicapped person could come in and need it, because I quite literally couldn't, if I had to poop, I couldn't go in a little stall. Like there was not room for me to be in there and wipe my butt.
I get naked every time I poop. My whole life.
Well, that's just you.
My whole life.
Even in a public bathroom?
I don't go in public bathrooms.
Okay, well, that's one of the reasons I knew that something was, that I had gained a lot of weight.
You openly said that, I think.
Okay. It's very humbling. But it was, like, to be honest, like, I was having a hard time wiping my butt. With that, I can wash my own back. I can itch my own back. I don't have to ask people to do it for me. Every once in a while, I'm like, can you itch that? But, like, I can itch it myself if I wanted to. I did an everything shave the other day. I'm not going to lie. I had let my grooming go. Okay. Like my legs, I just went, I mean, you can shave if you want to shave. You don't have to. I always was a shaver. Like I like feeling smooth and clean, whatever. And I kind of had stopped doing it very often because it was a task, a chore. And like, especially to shave, I couldn't see it. So it's like I was having to guess the amount of times I've cut myself. Like I would miss chunks and it would take like an hour.
Yeah.
And I did it the other day in like 5 minutes. And it was the easiest thing. I got out of the shower and I was like, Jero, I'm gonna shave more.
We have to do a whole episode because I have so much to say. I was just letting you go.
Maybe it's like a good cliffhanger then.
But when I used to be really fat, I would cheat on tests by having my phone under my fat flap.
That is so funny that you brought that up.
Because what is the teacher going to say? Lift up your fat?
That is so true.
No. So I would keep my phone under my fat flap and then I would just like lift my fat and like look at the answer and then.
That's where I keep my phone in the car.
Yeah.
And
it's comfortable.
You bringing that up, yesterday as we're driving home from the bar, it kept sliding out.
Yes.
It's always been a gorilla grip. I've never not been able to, and I still have a stomach. I'm not delusional, okay? But it's becoming so small that it doesn't hold shit as good anymore. I would just stuff so much in there.
Anywho.
We have been talking for so long.
I know. Oh my God.
It was the wallpaper. We were just so excited. We'll leave you alone now. We promise we won't bother you again until next week. That is, unless you follow us on other stuff, and then we'll be back to bother you. If you have not, actually, I looked at the reviews on Spotify.
Did you? I haven't.
Well, I haven't looked at what they say, but the number isn't climbing.
Oh, that's
crazy.
So
you guys aren't going and leaving reviews on Spotify. If you are watching this or listening to this, please go listen to it on something else too. You don't even have to have the volume on.
And of course, YouTube, leave it thumbs up, comment something. The engagement helps so much.
But we love you. Thank you for making this whole thing possible and for listening to us and being our friend. We love you. Bye-bye.